Hello there, everybody. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. It's time to finish up the Daddy's Boy Challenge. I am Timix as always. And we have a dominant lead, 30 points. Doha is the final race. Excited to see what that track is like. But this is the end. So let's get right to this and see what we've got going on. Once again, 12 hours, although condition did drop more than the last time. Eva Blasi's agents has been telling reporters all over town you're interested in signing his client for next season. Is this true? May look into it one day. No change in morale. No anything there. Okay, yeah, I don't particularly appreciate people telling me who I'm going to hire. And that's pretty much it. And Andrea Gabler, Chip, I've reached the end of my time as a racer. I'm going to hit the golf course. Good luck with everything. Unemployed. Did she leave already? She did leave already. Oh my goodness. Well, that definitely complicates things for Doha. So, yeah, let's promote Balcazar. Yeah, 2 weeks, probably don't have time to hire anybody new. I don't really even care to, anyway. I shouldn't need to. Let's confirm that. Why are you not sticking around for the final race of the season, is my question. See, details, 0 feedback. So, this is going to suck for practice. Because we're going to have Stone with crappy feedback, Balcazar with decent feedback. We're not going to... Oh my goodness. We're going to struggle probably just to get the level 3 race trim. Whatever. All we need to do is not have an epic disaster. You know, that's really all that has to happen here. And we're still going to win. But that's a low blow. And I don't think it's scripted. I think it's just one of those things where Gabler was annoyed. So, yeah. Okay, let's take a look at our part improvements. Yep, we're going to have that all finished up before the race. Nothing to concern ourselves with. Let's get on the road here. I don't see any reason to do anything other than just go through all this stuff. Alright, once again, the chairman is happy with first place. Doha's 46 laps. Almost 3 miles. Track record just under a minute and a half, and going to be dry. Really favors acceleration. That would favor us soft and medium tires. So, factory staff idle. Oh, yeah, well, make as many cups of tea as you want. There's nothing else for us to do. Brakes research facility. No, you're not going to get that. Throw a party for 1.5 million. It's been quite a journey, but the season's coming to an end. I want to send us into that final race knowing we held the best, craziest party we possibly could. Team's been great, I've been great, and I think we all deserve a celebration. It's going to cost us, but you can't put a price on team morale. True, I don't want the burnt out, personality trait, though. Umpteen, you go away. All right. So Atsuno Racing now has a staff center. Doha, we're looking like the team to beat again. And Laurie still thinks he's going to catch up 41 points in one race. Be quiet. Will Hume expecting some points. See if that turns out for Torin's driver. And, yeah. So this team's going to be in trouble if Stone leaves because they just lost Gabler. But other than that, I think we're set to go here. So we're going to go back to the 7th place sponsor bonus just because I don't see us finishing top 3 with these clowns. And, of course, all of a sudden things are... He's okay with not having a better car. And, yeah. So we can see... I'm going to go take a look at our car's performance overall. We can see that we are just... got everything maxed out. And... Yep, suspension is actually one of our more dominant parts now. So it's all good. Okay, so we're going to be, 16 to 19 degrees. You know, I'm thinking softs are definitely the tire. I can't see it going any other way. I don't think it's warm enough for mediums. And that's a crazy track. Wow. I don't think it's warm enough for mediums, so... you know, I just can't see there being any reason not to go with softs. All the way here. Looks like lots of crazy turns coming our way. So we need to get to know Doha. The marina literally in the middle of the track there. That's kind of amusing. Whoops, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's do some weight stripping. And only the gearbox is crucial here. So we're going to have a new high here with 375 boost. And I believe that we're going to need every last bit of that. Let's see. Soft tires here. And yeah, I mean, a pretty standard two-stop strategy. Getting 15, 16 laps out of each stop. I don't see any reason. I mean, the other thing we could do is try to go soft and then medium and only stop once. So that's the other option. You know, slow but steady. And that would be potentially cutting it close. Probably a little too close. Probably better off going two-stop softs. Two-stop softs. I think that's the way I want to do it. So, go with 8 laps for Balcazar. And 4 for Stone. And in terms of, you know, I've just sort of been thinking here as I go through this, it's really going to shake up the race. Basically, what we've got to do is really anything other than them finishing first and second, winning the pole, all that stuff, is going to have us looking good. So we just need to not have this race be a disaster. Got a few turns here at the beginning. Sharp one here, coming back the other way. Then we've got this part where it heads up to the top of the track in the mini-map. And just sort of like it's almost like squared off box type turns here. Split tires again. Goes underneath these interesting architecture here. But yeah, lots of turns both directions. Here's a weird 180. It's pretty tight. It's very similar to that turn in Yokohama its own way, and then that little jog. And Stone wants more responsive handling, so more oversteer for Stone. So yeah, this is goodness, lots of in and out of the turns. That's what this is about. No real long straightaways. That one at the finish, maybe. You know, that loop down there. Everything else is just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I really think, you know, this is a track that should strongly favor us. Okay, Balcazar wants more weight in the front, so more weight in the front there. Stone wanting the more responsive handling. And more fast speed corners along with that responsive handling. But, yeah, getting in and out of the corners, speed in the corners, you know, the brakes, the acceleration, all favoring us. The question is how much it's going to matter, but that remains to be seen. And we'll just have to try to, I mean, any points we can pick up, any points at all, would be huge. So, both drivers wanting more response. Yeah, we can see the soft tires looking just about at the right temperature for this track. Almost perfectly. Yeah, more acceleration, not a surprise. So, yeah. Definitely going to go in all in. I'm having trouble talking today. Not sure why that is. Going all in on the soft tires. And try to make this... We just want to be as competitive as we can. And anything but domination by the Spartan team, and we're still going to win this. Losing Gabler for the double point race at the end, though. That's just a... She's won most of the races on the circuit here in this challenge, so that's just a real blow. Yep, but we'll have to push... We'll have to push these tires even a little bit. We'd have to push the mediums even more if we were wearing those. So. See, our time's not impressive, and I really wouldn't expect them to be. And look at Stone's feedback. I mean, he's just not getting anything there because of his 2 rating in that. You can see, like the race trim here. We just got level 1 race trim, and we're 2/3 of the way through practice. I didn't know it was going to be that bad. If it was, I would have put Stone on an 8-lap set also. I mean, this is hideous, is what this is. And it also just shows, I mean, once again, the feedback rating doesn't actually help you directly in the races, but boy, is it brutally important. Because we're just not getting anything from Stone. I think that's what we're going to be. I think we're going to be level 1 softs and race trim. That's what we're going to be stuck with. This is going to be a miserable race weekend, and we're going to be at the mercy of Spartan. Good thing we got that big lead. I mean, literally, Stone might as well not even be out there. Virtually. And a very lousy first setup. Yeah, 57%. That's abysmal. So he wants higher speed. Something like that. More responsiveness. More acceleration. I mean, that should be... Oh. Should be something like that. Stick with everything you already have. Get back out there. We're just going to leave Balcazar doing what she's doing. And yeah, we're not even going to make... Not going to make level 2. What a revolting development. You really couldn't... I mean... Goodness, Gabor, you're 34 years old. You're winning the Drivers' Championship. You quit before the last race of that season. What a... Just what a ridiculous way to go out. And I think we're still going to win. It's not a question of that, really, although there's more risk now, obviously, but there's basically no risk before. But it's just the idea of that kind of retirement is just insane to me. I'm getting fairly close to it, but we're not going to make it. You can see Balcazar every bit as hard on the tires as Stone is there. Then we also got 2-minute laps here. So the thing saying, you know, the track record is 1.5 minutes, yeah, that was so far off base, it's not even funny. Long track with all those twists and turns. Make sure you give Spartan a good beating, hate them, put them in their effing place. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I'd be worried about the race weekend too, because we don't have our star anymore. But we are going to improve our setup and see how that goes. So yeah, here it's, with the very limited knowledge we have of our setup, it's a legitimate question how easy it's going to be in the top 15. Particularly since we're only going to get the soft tires bonus. So, yeah. Okay, 68% for Balcazar. I don't remember which way. So we'll try. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's get a hint here. That was poor. That was very poor. Okay, so we definitely want to go lower with that. And then we're right where we want to be pretty much on the others. So let's say somewhere around there. You know what, let's just try that. Let's just see how it goes. And I'm going to stick on the same tires for this first run. I just want to get a reading. Okay. So we're going to try right around the same area. Out there we did want more control, more acceleration. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see if we can get those at least into the low 90s so we have an idea what we're doing. Balcazar looking pretty good, and Stone decent here. And on tires this worn, I don't expect our times to be very good. But we should be able to get a second shot at it. That ought to give us a lot better performance. At least let's hope so. Balcazar is even improving. The other thing about this is whether we can even get in we're going to want to go out right away for our qualifying. I hadn't even thought about this, but because otherwise we're not going to get in 2 laps with how short this track is. So we're going to want to make changes and go back out right away to even have a shot at it. Balcazar's off the pace, but not by too much, at least so far. Well, that's a little bit different now. Starting to get some faster times out there. But 1:59, so okay. Under 2 minutes. And Stone running faster. Just behind Hume's pace there, but also behind this car in front of him. Happy with second. Balcazar down in 8th. But given how much better everybody else's tires are that was running in that area, we're looking good. Balcazar driving really well now. Just bad tires, but also my sense of things is the setup probably isn't as good, and she's not quite as good of a driver as Stone. Well, maybe they're close to the same. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, 83%. That's better, but that's not good. So let's go out on some better tires. Good and okay. So we want to lower the speed, go lower speed corners even more, and also want to get the handling down more. So she was wrong on that feedback for sure. I'm just going to stick there. Well, yeah, let's go with that. I want to get these two in line. That should be close to the right place. And I don't think Stone's going to have enough time for another run. But even so, I can get him out there and get a reading on a new setup. He might. He might. Let's give it a shot. Maybe. Let's hold on to this for a second. I think his odds are real good that time's enough. So, I'm going to give him the same tires. But yeah, 88%. Not good enough yet. So that was very poor. Yeah, want to go, again, lower speed on the cornering. And then just a bit less acceleration. Hold on. Yeah, a bit more acceleration. I said that backwards. Messed myself up a little bit. That should be about as close. Definitely should be in the mid-90s with that. And yeah, Stone should be able to get out there just in time. Although he's not winning any awards with his driving form. Balcazar on fresh tires, Stone on old tires. See how this works out. You can just feel the length of this track. It just seems to take forever to get around because it does. 46 laps of this is going to be a long race. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be definitely over an hour and a half. Just pure racing time. So it's definitely a day at the track, and we'll see how far we can get with it. Balcazar still driving really well. Did not have a good first section, but didn't lose much at all on our current leader, Stefansson, on the second set. Still lost some, but not a great deal. Sitting right on 15th, so she needs to have an improvement here. Oh yeah. Upset, but she gets up to 5th. And that should take care of business. Should be enough to get us where we want to be. Stone having a miserable, stinking, lousy run. Hoping I didn't make his setup worse. But yeah, he's over a second behind the last one. Very interesting to see what our setup is like. I think we're going to make it through this round. But making it through the next round is anything but a given. Yep. 9th and 11th. Right in the middle of the pack. And Stefansson winning... I mean, I can't think of the last... I don't think Stefansson's ever won a qualifying session. So Rodriguez for Orange is out. The two Spartan drivers finishing 10th and 14th. So they're not having a great time on this track either. And that's the other thing. For them to finish first and second, even against the other competition, this is a track that goes against their strengths. So that just gives me a little more confidence that we're going to pull this out. Almost no matter how bad we do, basically. So, all right, let's get Balcazar. Wow, 99%. So, do we want to do it now, or do we want to wait? The thing is, I don't think we're good enough. I don't think we're good enough to do this. Like in the one qualifying run. I think we need 2. But the thing about it is, this is going to be qualifying 2 and qualifying 3. So we're not going to have any full tires. We're going to have all partly used tires for the race. So, and with only a 5% bonus, you know, I'm rethinking going just soft and, yeah, the soft ones to start and then a medium. Conserve the snot out of everything. I may do that. I may not. But regardless, I think we just need to go. I'm going to be using up a lot of tires here. Not going to have much left for the race. But then the other thing is, like, how much? 97%. Okay. So that's okay. Let's probably want to go just a tad lower. Yeah, I'm just going to try that, see if it's any better. Stone can do these two, and then those two. And have another fresh set. But either way, it's a question of how much is it worth. Since we're not likely to finish near the front anyway. You know, so maybe we just do the one run and let the chips fall where they may. If we're not in the top 10, then we're not in the top 10. But yeah, in the sponsor bonus, I mean, how much does that sponsor bonus matter at this point? We're not going to win the pole. Yeah, honestly, I just want fresh tires for the race. I want to go a 2-stop on softs, and I want fresh tires for the race. Whatever I've got to do to make that happen. And if our qualifying isn't good enough to make it to have us move on to the next session, then it's not good enough. I'm not going to worry about it. Balcazar out first again, so having the chance to set the pace. Did get a faster first section than Holgersson. And a 7.9, moving up now into the low 8s on her form, so. Winding around here now. This lazy little sloping turn into the finish. 158.5, that was, yeah, 157.7 or something was the best time in the first round, so that's not terrible. Stone a little bit off that pace. Second and fourth out of the first 8. Wait for these last few drivers to come in. Sixth and ninth. I think Balcazar's got good chance to move on with that time. Stone, not so much. He might not get past twice. 2 out of those 6 drivers getting by him, but the odds of it are pretty high, I would think. So now if she can still have full tires for the race if she gets by on this one and only does 1 in the second or in the final qualifying. So I'm just going to stick with that on Balcazar and hope that that's enough. And let's see what Stone looks like. Well, we can't do too much more with the car. This is just a situation of a great car trying to pull up unimpressive drivers. If he could go with one more here to get into that final set, and then he would only have one to use in the third qualifying. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do it anyway. And we didn't change much of anything, so let's go back there. We'll stick at 97%. And you know what, Stone, give it one more shot at getting into that top 10. Sitting now in 9th. And a few cars out ahead of him. See what we've got. 4.9. So that's not overly impressive. First sector better, off the pace, but better. Well, that one kind of hurt. Got to have a strong finish to move up here. We're going to see he is now in 10th. And dangerously close. Did improve just slightly, and I think that's going to be enough to keep him in for sure. Yep, Stefansson moved up a couple spots, but first to 13th. So, boy, they've got to feel terrible about that drop. I mean, it just did not run anywhere near as fast. So Spartan, 6th and 10th, and we're 7th and 9th. So neither one of us looking great. Torin looking great with Kaluza and Hume. They might have, and so is Atsuno. So none of the top drivers, top two teams, could be anywhere near the front on this one. Or qualifying 3 could have something completely different in mind. Still dry. And yeah, I want to go out in the middle of things. Sort of after everybody else has done one and they're going to go in for their second a little while later. That'll get the grip up a little higher. So we're just going to relax. Wait for all the other drivers to get out there and then look for an opening in between the cars. And really, you know, just getting as high up as we can, hitting that sponsor objective. That's really all we can aim for here. In time. In time. Got Tanaka and Sevilla still in the pits, and now they're out. Okay, yeah, so this would be, it looks like a good place to send out one of them. So we'll get Balcazar out there. Didn't mean to zoom out like that. I think I'll just wait a while before I send anybody else out. Or Stone, obviously, being the other one. There's no rush at this point. I can just focus on Balcazar until she's set up at the end of her lap. And then find a good spot for Stone to go out for his. I think I'm going to go out now. I'll wait just a bit. There we go. Go out behind that number 9 car there. That's Hume. There we go. This is a good gap. In between Hume and Kaluza there. So let's see how Balcazar is doing. Lori and then Hashimoto setting new best laps. Balcazar definitely off the pace now, but I would not expect anything else. Unfortunate to see Lori doing that well, although not entirely a shock. And Balcazar coming in 3rd out of 9, so that's not bad. Half a second off of Hashimoto's time. Almost lost Stone there, but he did get perfect tire temps. So yeah, I mean, it just Hashimoto well in front, then Tanaka, and then there's a group. Stone at 5.0, the last to go out. And his showing is dropping here, but not a bad first segment. Not the greatest second one, though. Definitely figures to be slower than Balcazar and towards the bottom of the top half of the grid here. And comes in 6th. But yeah, there's Hashimoto and there's Tanaka and there's pretty much everybody else, all within about 0.4 seconds of each other here. Lori and Sevilla 4th and 5th. We're 3rd and 6th. We've got, boy. And look at this. We're not even going to get a second lap from most of them. Just the bottom ones actually even going for a second lap. That's unusual. Or at least I think it's unusual. So Hume was the closest in time. Let's see how Or Holgersson. I don't know why I said Hume. Holgersson just barely off the pace. Looks like Mia's going to set a much better time here. And that would knock Stone down a row. Yeah, Holgersson up to second. Not far behind Hashimoto. Kaluza staying in 8th. And now here comes Blasi. Not great on the first couple segments and remains in 10th. So we got 4th and 7th. Clearly we picked the right sponsor objective because we made it here. And, you know, if we could finish there in the race, we would be competing for basically, you know, both drivers competing for the lower rank points. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. And people talking about Hashimoto and Holgersson, the top 2 qualifiers, makes sense. Other than that idiot painting his bedroom the same colors as our kit, which is that ugly puke purplish color, which is useful for many things, but not for race cars, in my opinion. Okay. I still feel like I want to go with a 2-stop setup here. Let's take a look at our tires. Yeah. So, realistically, maybe we get 14 laps out of them. 13? Probably 13. Go with 10 laps of fuel on each. And let's see if we can do anything useful in this race. Balcazar around a 9, still looking great. So maybe she can stay up there close to the front. Lori and Sevilla in row 3. Row 4. Stone and Kaluza. Kaluza also running great. Lots of drivers that are just driving really well. But Lori only had a 5, Sevilla at a 4. And then up front, Tanaka at a 3. So some that aren't as well, including the 2 Spartan drivers not having a great day, which is great news for me. So Balcazar is our front runner. And an iffy start as Tanaka got off to a great one. Stone not looking super out of the gate either. And we're all going to bunch up here, of course, at the beginning. Tanaka just bolting to the lead from 3rd place. Now Balcazar sliding back to 6th. I'd like to be surprised by that, but I'm not. Up to 5th. And here we come around, end of the first long lap. Oh, back down to 6th. Boy, got blown away there by Kaluza on that straight. 6th and 8th. And back up to 5th. And then again, here's the battle, you know, to stay in the top 6 to get any points at all. If we stuck in 6th, you can see we're going to lose ground, but look at Atsuno. Atsuno is crushing it here. And we'd still easily win. We'd lose some ground, but we'd easily win. So that would be fine. And I'm going to wait till we get all the way up there on the tires, and then I'll bounce him back to neutral. Yep, it's pretty much time. And we'll pull the engines back at the end of this lap, which is pretty much here now. Okay. So, 5th and 9th after 2. Balcazar driving very well. Stone driving reasonable. And, yeah, we're not going to get very many points like this, but as long as Spartan doesn't explode here and dominate the race, like Atsuno is right now, then we're fine. We got Sevilla in 4th, but Lori is down in 8th. And that's probably not going to hold. For now, though, we are happy. Stone holding in 9th, so he's not making any ground, but he's not going away completely either. He's maintaining some relevance in the chase to get in the points position. Balcazar now starting to lose ground. We do tend to do that at this point in the race. As we back off, everybody else is going to drive more aggressively and hopefully pay for it later. Now we're racing together, and Stone trying to get by, but not succeeding. Nice little push there by Balcazar, but can't quite make the pass on Lori. And then on the wrong side of that turn. Okay. Well, it might as well settle in for a long day at the racetrack here, because this is going to be a while. Balcazar showing some fight, but again, just not quite having the ability. I think we're definitely going to run out of tires before we run out of fuel here. So I feel like we're going to have some hybrid energy left over. Take this down to a little bit under a lap before I go hybrid. Just see where that leaves us. Whoa! Right in front of us. Hume just... looks like the brakes blew out or something and just couldn't stop. Went right into the wall. Well, that loses us a competitor. Of course, everybody remember, he's going to be fine. He only crashed virtually. Balcazar not driving as well now, but still driving well. Just cooled off somewhat. Lori and Sevilla going with the afterburners here. They know they've got to totally own this race to even have a chance. Now we're starting to see that Kaluza's going to come into the pit, which is a little bit early for the AI drivers. It's appropriate given the tire levels there, but it's a good move. And of course, I'm happy to see other drivers having to come in before I do. That's also a bit unusual. I'm usually the one running light at the beginning, but I did apparently go, pretty heavy. Clearly, I went heavy here on the fuel at the beginning. Stone having a bit of trouble. It looks like he's just lost to Blasi. Yep. I'm going to go right along with him for a bit because he is the first one that's going to go hybrid for us here. Blasi using up some energy. And then makes that pass, uses that up for speed, and now is going to go pit. The logic of that definitely escapes me. I think we're going to get one more lap and that's it out of Balcazar. So the timing out of the fuel and everything, definitely not the best here. Balcazar's not even going to need to go hybrid at all. And only 10 laps. Wow. Need to get 36. I'm not sure we're going to make it on two sets of these tires. We're going to try, but we're definitely going to have to be conservative in using them, and there'll come a point where we have to decide if we're going to make it. Okay, so not going to need much fuel though. We're going to want to go 18 laps. And we'll go with half. So Balcazar pitting from 5th position. We've got other cars going to medium tires. So we're going to be going higher performance than them. And Stone, you know what? I'm going to go conserve here because I do want to sneak out one more lap. See, park condition is fine except for the suspension. Really, both of them about the same. Sevilla and Lori now up in second and fourth. They make a significant gain, but not even quite win the race at this point. Okay. Yep, 9 there also, especially since he's going to run down the battery more here on this last lap. Just go neutral on the fuel. Well, it's as good a time as any to use that speed. Get by. There we go, and we'll want to save up for a while. So out in 17th, but making one pass to 16th ahead of Capello. And Stone out in 19th. Go neutral as well. So now we got to try to manage these little traffic moments. Stone would like to get by Blasi here. But of course, we've got to... The way I'm running this here, and it's a little bit risky, but I'm just trying to run tight on fuel and everything. I don't know how much I can afford to push. I don't want to push the tires. So if we end up getting stuck real close behind, I will just have to push the engines. See how that goes. Got some more cars pitting though. There we go. There's a nice pass up to 9th. And we got 2+ seconds in front. Should be good there. Let's see where Stone's at. Still behind Blasi. You know what? I want to go to high here. See if I can make anything happen. Balcazar dropping to 10th behind Holgerson. That's not thrilling. And dropping further now. Or was. Got that spot back against Hashimoto. Stone trying to make this stick. And not quite able to. Got on the wrong side of that turn. But the right side of that one. Balcazar in ninth, trying to fight off Hashimoto. It just feels like constant traffic driving, but we can't constantly push. And so that's the dilemma here. I'm not even sure if I'm doing the right thing. And I also, one of the reasons I'm just sort of going with it is that I don't really care. It's just not going to matter very much. You know, Lori and Sevilla finish first and second, and I lose by a point, whatever. I mean, that's possible. It's not very likely. Most cars now switching to medium tires, but we did not. Ninth and 15th, still a few cars to come in. Yeah, in the absence of a real good reason to do something else, I just want to ride with it here. I'm going to burn some of this, though. There we go. Gets a position. Should be able to save up to close to maximum before Stone needs to use it. And further up is Balcazar. So we're doing decent here. I'm not sure how we're doing with the traffic, but we're hanging out in the middle of the pack. Balcazar a little ahead of the middle of the pack overall, and just doing best we can, just trying to get through this race as we're just over the 1/3 point now. Wow, Balcazar up to 3rd at the moment. Remarkable. Stone up to 9th. Balcazar is going to have to push because those tire temps are really getting low. So will Stone. Second place here, but it's becoming very obvious that the estimates of tire distance are horribly off. We're burning them up so much faster. We're going to have to do a 3-stop race, or we're going to have to switch to mediums for the final stint. Let's burn a little bit here. Look at that. Balcazar takes the lead. Stone is in 8th, so not doing exactly terrible himself. And you see the gap here. Bags has to pit. Everybody else has. We're going to be pitting perhaps more or at different times. But, you know, less than 4 seconds between the top 8 drivers. Let's go ahead and back off. And boy, I didn't want to be on that. I didn't want to be on hybrid. So screwed that up. It's not too bad, but I wanted to, you know, I want to run down the fuel to be lighter before I do that. It's been the strategy all season long, and it's the right one. Balcazar has now made it through 9 laps on these tires. Yeah, I'm losing about 6% a lap. Makes them more like 15 lap tires as opposed to the, you know, 21 that it's predicting. That means we're probably going to get about 20, maybe 21 or so out of the mediums, which would still not be enough. So I think it's a 3-lap race for Balcazar. And probably Stone also. It's a 3-lap, 3-stop race, 4-stint race. What I meant to say. But I certainly didn't expect to lead this race pretty much at any point for any reason. Thing is, I'm going to have to make an extra stop compared to these other drivers, and that's going to probably, and that's going to make things real interesting. Now Stone switching to hybrid. And getting past Tanaka up to 6th. And Balcazar will go hybrid. And he's going to come in first. It's just a question of when. Trying to get everything I can out of these tires. And I don't think nope. I'm not going to have enough to make it around again. So we're going to do it now. Okay. Goodness, 12 laps. 12 laps we got out of that. Honestly, I think I've got to, in order to make it through the whole race, I've got to do this. I've got to go around one more. Tires are going to be low by the end of it, but I'm going to have to suffer that. now will come in. And I'm not going to need much fuel at all because we're only going to get, like, only expect another 13 laps. Honestly, that might even be too much. It's going to be quick, light fuel stops. Right along with Stone in 6th for a bit here. Probably can drop back to neutral for the rest of that on Balcazar. Stone, go ahead and push for a bit. And once again, we're going to have a 1-lap gap. We're going to have Balcazar come in and then Stone come in on the next lap, as we are just now hitting the halfway point. Switch neutral again, so we have some tire left for that next lap. Same deal here. So Balcazar comes out in 9th. Not a bad spot at all. And we'll look to start chasing things down again. Might as well push now and try to get by a little bit. We'll have to increase the heat on the tires at some point. So let's use it to get through traffic. Didn't get enough and then lost it on that turn. Would like to get ahead of Rodriguez here because then there's a 3-second gap. That would be really nice. 3-second gap up to Tanaka and the leaders. There we go. Almost. Inside turn heading into the finish. Yep, now it just remains to be seen whether or not Chica Balcazar can hold this. But that is exactly how I wanted that to work. Meanwhile, Stone is in 10th and about 3.5 seconds behind Wood, in no particular hurry to go anywhere. Dutt behind, but not really appearing to challenge right now. Laurie and Sevilla 2nd and 3rd. And right now we would only win by 10 points. But we would still win. We would lose 20 of our 30-point lead. But that's okay, so long as we can hold it. But this feels like I've been doing this race forever. And we've been racing for pushing an hour now, but we're still got 20 laps to go. We're nowhere near the end yet. There's lots and lots of time. Yep, then up to 5th. That extends our lead a bit. It would be really nice if Holgersen would stick up there, because Laurie 1st and Sevilla 2nd is a problem. 2nd and 3rd is not. I think that gives them 12 more points if they're 1st and 2nd. So if they're 1st and 2nd and we're 5th with Balcazar, then that's a tie. I really, really, really don't want to lose this on a tie. And that also means to guarantee victory, Balcazar needs to be 4th. That would be a for sure, doesn't matter what Sevilla and Laurie do. So 4th position is definitely a thing to aim for as we come towards the end of the race a little bit more. And of course, 5th and 6th would probably also do it because we get that point. So there's multiple combinations that can get us there. And it's time to go hybrid now. With Balcazar, Stone will have a bit longer. But Balcazar's kind of got a good gap either side. So let's ride along with Stone, who is improving. Yeah, Balcazar has bounced back up with a 7.5, Stone with a 6.1. And them driving reasonably well is going to be a significant factor here. And down to a lap, so let's go hybrid. This stint, definitely matching up the fuel with the tires a lot better. I'm not sure how exact it's going to be, but we're going to be running light now for several laps. Should be able to get some good efficiency out of the car, at least compared to other drivers. So 4th and 6th here. Balcazar holding steady at 7.5 and Stone at 6.1. So I'd be happy if that kind of performance could continue. 7 seconds off the lead, and that's held steady for a while also. Holgersen's going to have to come in soon. Probably waiting to try to leg it out on some softs at the end. Pretty sure these drivers ahead of us only have one more stop, and so do we. But they're going to be on softs at the end. So I don't see us moving up much anymore. But if we hold 4th and 6th, it's not going to matter because we're going to win even if Laurie and Sevilla are able to take those top 2 spots. And now we're pretty much at the 2/3 point. 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go. So we're 1 lap short of it, but whatever. Close enough. We've got nice gaps there for Stone. As Rodriguez pits, so we're now up to 4th and 5th. Balcazar, though, yeah, both drivers now cooling off again. So it's been a nice run here, but now we're regressing to the mean, unfortunately. And Holgersen going down, so we're 3rd and 4th. So even if Spartan stayed up there, we can see we'd still win by 12. But of course, I don't expect us to stay in 3rd and 4th. Let's push for a bit with Stone. We're running on essentially fumes here, but with plenty of hybrid energy left at the moment. And Holgersen chose to go mediums. That's a bit surprising. Definitely will be the last stop. But Holgersen may not be super fast towards the end, and now looks like Sevilla's going to come in. Be interesting to see what kind of tires she elects to go with. And that should be enough pushing. Let's go back to neutral. Of course, we want to stretch out these tires for everything we have, because the next stop, we're not going to have fresh ones to put on. So Sevilla did go soft. Softs that will probably be quite worn by the end of the race, but will also, if they manage them right, which they may not, also be able to get there. Lori, I'm not expecting to have that much of a problem. Probably stays out another lap or two, and then can make it fairly easily on a set of softs. Let's push for just a bit here with Balcazar. 5.9 and 5.1, so we've once again stabilized. Decent, solid driving, nothing more than that. Sevilla, fastest lap of the race, and that's, of course, going to give them a bonus. If that fastest lap holds up, it could really throw off the whole calculus that I was talking about. So we're going to need to watch those points all the way up to the end. Not that we're necessarily going to be able to do anything about it, but still going to want to watch it. And I'm thinking 2 more laps here for Balcazar. That would leave 10 laps on the final set of tires. I think that's the right place to be. Laurie now staying out a bit long. But is coming in this time. Okay. Because those tires cannot be doing him any favor at this point. Whoa, hold on. I did not realize where I was on fuel. I thought I had another lap to go with these. Oh my goodness. So, we're going to switch to low and push. I have to put them both at the same time, even if it messes up Stone. I don't think there's a choice. Okay, 11 laps. Might be able to do it better than that, but I'm going to stick with 8. Yeah. And you're going to make it on power. So you can stick there. I've got to really watch Balcazar here, though. All right, let's go hybrid again while you still have fuel. Okay, just made it. Yep, and they're not able to do concurrent stops. So Stone's going to be pissed. He can freaking get over it. So he lost some time. We come out in 3rd with Balcazar, which is really a surprise. And 11th. And yeah, I didn't bring enough fuel, I don't think, to get aggressive anyway. At least not till the end of the race. So Balcazar holding off Sevilla could be the ball game. Nope, that would still only give him 4 more points. Give us 4 less. It'd be 123, 121. So Balcazar simply needs to stay ahead of Holgersen. I think if I finish 4th, it's a tie. I think that's where we're at. So Balcazar needs to stay ahead of Holgersen. That's the ball game here. Remarkable how close we're coming to losing this. It really is. Andrea Gabler, you screwed us. There's always the chance that Stone makes his way back up into the points. But after that little pit stop issue, because he was like, I think that cost about 10 seconds. He was like 4 or 5 seconds behind Balcazar, and now he's the 15. If it wasn't 10 seconds, it was at least 8. So Balcazar 6'8", Stone 6'6". Balcazar has been running better today. If I had to choose between the two, I chose the right ones. And they both had to pit at the same time. So it wasn't really a choice. But, and we are pulling away from Holgersen here. And it's now 4.5 seconds. I'm not ready to put it up on the board or anything, but I mean, I think Sevilla is even fading back a bit. So of all things, Chica Balcazar, our up-and-coming, long-time reserve driver, practice, feedback support this entire season. She's going to get us the vital points we need to clinch this by finishing second or third in the final race of the year after Gabler quits and this huge comeback by Spartan comes up just short. That is just... You can't write that. You know what I mean? You saw it in a movie, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. Nonsense. Down to 5-9 and Stone 6-7. Stone not ready to go away, it would appear. And there's Dutt pitting, or Wood pitting. So Stone up to 9th. Only has to get up to 6th to get in the points. But that's like 9 seconds ahead. So yeah. The time he lost in the pit there, I think, is going to do him in. Unless one of these comes in. I don't see him doing that though. Maybe Rodriguez. Yeah, there's still 7-8 laps to go. Rodriguez probably has to come in again. So that could still happen. Well, Balcazar is pretty much running free here. So let's go take a look at Stone. Let's see this battle with Dutt here. If I get a chance to get by Dutt, I want to do it. But right now it looks like Dutt is pulling away, so it's going the other direction. That's going away from us. I would think, though, that any kind of pit stop would be enough. Let's take a look at Hashimoto. Oh, Rodriguez getting past. 39%. I don't think he can make it the rest of the race on those tires. I need to be close enough with Stone to pass him on what's going to be a ridiculously short pit stop. Balcazar now more than 6 seconds up on Holgerson. I'm liking that comparison more and more all the time. And may just hold off Sevilla to really put the put the emphasis on this. Now Stone looking like he's gaining. Yeah, it was 1.4. Now he's... he was down to 1.2, 1.1. Just not quite close enough to really push and go for it yet. Balcazar falling back compared to Laurie, but I could care less about that. Now 6.5 seconds up on Holgerson. Yeah, I think we're getting close enough. Let's go push. Can't do it for long. Five laps to go. Yeah, you know what? These tires aren't going to take it. So I've got to stick within the limits of the tires and just accept whatever happens. Looks like I'm going to be able to hold off Sevilla, too, pretty comfortably. I mean, that gap is not even Not even being a problem. It's been staying 3+ seconds for quite a while. Balcazar driving better now. Still losing distance to Lori. But other than that... Oh, good. We're having part problems. Oh, we're not bad yet. Nah. Stone up to 7th. Tanaka and Dutt pit. So all of a sudden, if Rodriguez goes in, he's got that extra point of insurance that doesn't even look like we're going to need. Outstanding. And let's push a bit here. Capello. Oh, Capello was in last anyway. Okay. Three laps to go. Don't need to do it quite yet, but we'll go hybrid here. You know what? I'm going to take the risk, go high. Hybrid. Just because, why not? Don't think I'm going to need anything from him anyway. It'd be nice to get Stone in the points. So it looks like Balcazar's ride's pretty much going to drive itself. We'll switch back to neutral. And let's see where we are with Stone. Less than 5 seconds and charging on Rodriguez. Probably not going to close up the gap unless Rodriguez comes in, but over 2 laps to go with tires that are at 19%. 2 long laps to go. Under 4 seconds. Rodriguez doesn't pit, but Hashimoto does. So Stone is already in the points now. And we'll try going back to neutral. And, you know, I don't have a lot of tire left, but I've got more than he does. Oh, not gaining anymore, though. Sticking at 3.9 with Hashimoto right behind. Looks like Balcazar is locked in. Don't want to do this for long. There we go. That's about all I can get away with. And it's not going to be enough. Still worth the try, though. Yeah, 12%, 11%, not much left on those tires. But it looks like there's enough. And that's okay. Wow. That's pretty cocky. Stone says 7th sucked. Really? Really? Well, you're going to have to deal with it. That's where we are. Nonetheless. Oh boy. Lorry first. Sevilla third. Spartan, even on a track not particularly to their liking, pulls it out. They ran good, solid races. You got to give them credit for that. And they made me sweat for it. And Lori's like second or third win of the year. Gabler won the rest. But still, we did enough. I did enough to complete the challenge. That's all that ultimately matters here. See if we have any violators. We've only had one, I think, this entire season. Nope. So yeah, fastest lap goes to Hashimoto. Stone is 7th. Balcazar 11 seconds back, ahead of her countryman Sevilla for the competition. There we go. Spartan, you can be so happy. And free agent Andrea Gabler wins the Drivers' Championship. Easily. And there it is. They took over half of our lead away in the final race. We still win at 129 to 117. It is over. Spartan MRT is too good, but they still finished second to us. So Bobby Stone Jr. is now available, new career. We may run into him again down the road. And yeah, that's our lone reward. Okay, so we can't see the All-Star Challenges yet. But we have completed the rookie. So that's sort of stage 1 out of 3 here, if you will. And we've got 4 pro challenges to go. We'll get into the first of those next time. Taking a step up and may get more difficult. But Daddy's Boy Challenge is complete. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.